Capricorn, wow, where do I even begin? How about the fact that I've tried to record this reading several times and kept getting distractions? I was also picking up on some very irritable, like agitated energy while I was trying to meditate on the Capricorn reading. So I don't know if you guys are feeling this Pluto retrograde, but I feel Pluto energy coming through for you, Capricorn. And if you don't know what Pluto energy feels like, it could feel erratic. It could feel intense, right? So you may be feeling very intense emotions, or for instance, like feeling cool, calm, and collective, and then something happens and it just triggers you right out of that space, because it feels very reactionary to me, very reactionary energy. So you want to be just aware of that, right? Like, I feel like to some degree, you know, anytime we have all of this planetary activity, it affects all of us regardless of what zodiac sign you're in. Some of us a little bit more depending where your placements are, but none of us are immune to this, Capricorn. So I'm like, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to do this reading? I don't know, but I felt called to read for you anyways. So here we are. So this is going to be your reading. I'm time stamping it May because that's when I'm actually recording it, but it's timeless. I just trust that whenever this finds you, that's when it's for you. I'm going to start with the spiritual messages, and then we're going to go into the love portion of the reading. Let's get into it. Also, when I was attempting to do your reading earlier, I attempted it 3, maybe 4 times. I was getting cards out that I actually put back because I wanted to start fresh, but it was the card of Aries, the card of Mars, which could also be Aries energy. If you have Aries in your chart, that could signify that, and or it's just the influencing vibes, which Mars is very erratic, frustrating, yet motivating energy, right? So kind of very similar to like the Pluto vibes I was feeling. And then I got the card of communication out twice. The 3rd house, Gemini energy for some of you. So this could be highlighting just a very informational or communicative time frame where there might be a lot of going on. There might be a lot of chitter chatter, you know, and if your social battery isn't charged, this could be kind of frustrating to you or downright draining to you, right? So make sure you're getting your rest, make sure you're staying in alignment, meditate. I cannot even tell you the power of meditation. 15 minutes every day, either morning or night, will really help you feel your way through this, right? And then just now I also had the card of Chiron pop out, and look at there's more Aries energy at the bottom of the deck. So Chiron is all about your healing powers, growth, amends, release. It's about your personal development, releasing self-doubt, releasing shame. It's a very sensitive energy though. So you could be feeling, you know, emotional or moody or just in your feelings, you know. So let's see what else we have coming through for my Capricorns. You have the card of adventure, the outsider, and the card of courage. So I feel like, you know, some of you, this is interesting to me because I feel like there's a part of you that feels like you have to go at it alone, you know, that maybe you are alone. But Spirit wants to remind you that you're never really alone. You always have guidance with you. Because the outsider to me is kind of like a loner energy. It's somebody who's like on the outside looking in. I'm picking this up as you, Capricorn. But certainly you could also be dealing with somebody who feels that way. So take it as it resonates. This is requiring you to have some courage, right? To kind of, I guess, see this from a different perspective. And a lot of people mistake the word courage. They think courage means pushing yourself to go beyond what you're ready for, or to do something you really don't want to do, right? Because while that's, you know, honorable, That's not truly what Spirit is asking you to do, in the sense that they're saying courageous in this circumstance is more so about asking yourself why you fear it to begin with. Why do you care if you're the outsider to begin with? Isn't it nice to go to the beat of your own drum? Do you always need to fit in? Do you even want to fit in? I guess it's like more so having the courage to go within, to ask yourself deeper questions, not to push yourself without, right? Not to push yourself beyond what you're comfortable with, but instead to go inside of yourself and to figure out why you feel that way in the first place. And is there anything that you even need to do about it? Or can you accept yourself for all that you are? And can you accept that you are maybe someone who is unique in a way that you're meant to go to the beat of your own drum? Just saying. I know that it's easy to feel like we want to fit in a world that encourages us to all be the same or similar, but it's our uniqueness that brings that spark, that brings us to the new age, that brings anything new into existence. It is the part of us that is daring enough to go outside of the norms and to test ourselves and test our limits at the same time. So yeah, that was an interesting start. So let's go further and see, Capricorn, what else we have coming through for you. For my Capricorn. Okay, let's see, what else for my Capricorns? You have the Star, the Four of Pentacles. It was in the reverse, so I'm going to honor it that way. The Two of Wands and the Tower. So the very first message that I got when this card combination came out was losing hope or losing faith. Where in your life have you feel that you've lost hope or you've lost faith or given up in? That's the part that's needing to be healed right here, right? Or if it's not to that degree, it's like, where's the self-doubt coming from? What are you doubting here? Are you doubting that the universe does not have the ability to give you what you desire? Because it absolutely does, and it has been responding to you your whole life. But maybe something is making you question that. Maybe something is making you question your faith or doubt yourself, right? Which doubting yourself is in essence not having faith, because self is a part of that God particle, that God essence. And when we doubt ourselves, we essentially also doubt our Creator. And I think most people don't make that connection in their mind. They think it's okay to beat up on themselves, but love their Creator, love their God, love their source. And it's like, well, you are a part of that, of which you call God. So if you are not loving yourself, you are also not loving your source, your Creator, that of which you call God. Because God loves you unconditionally and wants you to love yourself unconditionally. And so what areas do you not really love yourself that much? Do you doubt yourself? Those places and those pieces of you need a bit of healing, need a bit of soothing. You need to be a bit easier on yourself, Capricorn. I feel a harshness in the energy, and I can't tell if this is coming from your own mind or it's from an external influence possibly, but you know, sorry, I heard take some accountability. I don't know, that came out of left field because that's not what I was going to say. Maybe there is something here that you need to be accountable for. Source does not hold you accountable for anything. It is not a condemnation type of energy. However, other people may, or you may be holding yourself accountable here. And I don't know what that is, or maybe you're feeling that way about another person and letting that be a blockage for you. You know, it's not up to us to decide what other people are accountable for. It is only up for us to decide what we're accountable for. Anyways, I get a sense here, Capricorn, of some looking to the past, some holding on to some things. I don't know what it is that you're holding on to, but I feel this is serving as a blockage for you, and maybe even causing some instability for you, because you have the Tower here, and that the Tower is that very unpredictable, like Pluto, Mars type of vibe energy I was feeling earlier. So I feel like your source of agitation, your source of discomfort is coming from something that you're looking at that has already occurred. So it is something from the past, and you're holding on to it, but not in a hopeful way. In the opposite of that, in a doubtful way, in a this is never going to get better way. Some of you in a resentful way. And it's creating instability within the energy, Capricorn. So let's see what else this is about. See what else this is about. Nine of Wands in the reverse. The Wheel, the Sun, and the Four of Cups. So this is very, I never tried to, what's the word, fluff my readings, you know, make them lighter than what I'm feeling. But I do try to keep them general, because I'm reading for a lot of you, but I really feel like I'm not going to be able to do that. So I want you to take this if it resonates and leave it if it doesn't, all right? So my high-vibing, happy-go-lucky Cappies, maybe not this reading for you, or maybe you need to come back at a later time. I'm not sure. Not saying those of you that this is for, you're not high vibing, but at the moment you could be struggling. I feel like this is for my Capricorns who are struggling with something, you know, struggling to understand something, struggling with your own faith, just point blank period. Because the first message I got when the second line of cards came out was like not really trusting that the universe does got your back, or not really trusting that things that you don't, let me say this correctly. It's like, yeah, I'm not trusting fate. I'm going to take this in my own hands. I'm going to take this into my own hands, like that type of vibe. And yet your emotions are letting you know through this dissonance, through this feeling that you're having, that it's probably not the best way to go. We always think that we know best, that we're going to force our outcomes and we're going to make it happen. And I'm not saying that without, you know, that you can't make something happen with your sheer will and force. You certainly can, but I am saying it is not your path of least resistance. And the results that you're going to get will be a far cry from the results you would get if you let your source and the universe and your angels do the hard lifting. But it does require faith in order for you to do that, and it does require patience. But I feel like for some of you, you're just in this really weird space where it's like the patience has run out, you know, and it's just like, yeah, I tried that, didn't work, you know, or maybe I tried to change, you know, the way I feel and I can't. You know what I mean? And then it's like time to take matters in my own hands. And I'm not even saying that that's wrong, right? That the spirit doesn't get into right and wrongs. I don't either in my readings. I say whatever. First of all, there's no mistakes and there's no wrong choices. But only you can know what is correct for you. And I can think of a couple circumstances in my own life where I also felt like, no, I need to take the physical action route. I need to take this into my own hands and then let the chips fall where they may. And I can't say that was the wrong decision to make either, because it's nice if you can resolve things and be patient and wait and keep yourself in a high vibration long enough for it to manifest. But if you're in a very chaotic environment or situation, or maybe you're in a rough patch of your life, it's hard to reach alignment, to reach a good feeling space, better yet, be able to maintain it. So that's when you end up needing to use physical action and take things into your own hands. But again, you know, they want you to weigh this out carefully, Capricorn, because I feel that there is a detachment from your emotions. I feel like I'm on a boat. I'm not even going to lie. It literally feels like my chair is rocking back and forth. Am I having vertigo or something? Do I look like I'm rocking back and forth? I feel very super much in this reading though. Anyways, yeah, I just feel like I don't even want to say don't. I just get a sense of like detachment here, or maybe needing to detach. See, the sun to me is such a happy and a positive energy, but this person is completely not in that space. They're more focused on their dissatisfaction than they are their happiness, and then expecting to get good results. And it's like, no, you get what you focus on. So you can want for happiness, but if you're focused on what's making you not happy, you cannot manifest happiness, or a happy outcome, I should say. You can always manifest happiness through your mind, but you cannot produce a happy outcome. So you see what I'm saying? Like, this person wants this very positive outcome, but they're focused on what they don't have, the problem, disappointment, dissatisfaction. So the result that they're going to get is going to be a far cry from this. It's going to be more like this, disruptive. But you know, sometimes disruptions are a good thing. Sometimes chaos is a good thing because it helps set us back on our course. It helps us to clarify what we really want, because we're experiencing something maybe we don't really want. So you may go off course or feel that way, but you're never really off course, because your sails are always going to be set back into the right direction. Look, I'm doing a sailboat analogy there, and I just said I just got done feeling like I was on a boat. Are some of you going sailing? Or on a boat, maybe? I don't know. Ooh, I love boat rides. That could be very soothing. Anyways, the Hierophant, the King of Wands. And the Fool. Okay, so Capricorn. This reading is making me a bit uncomfortable, I'm not gonna lie. There's a very self-righteous energy showing up, and again, this could be you, but this could be somebody you're dealing with. Be self-aware though, and don't judge yourself. We all have the ability to be lots of different things to lots of different people based on how we're feeling. But there's like this, if it's not self-righteous, it's just a very stubborn energy. Let me put it to you that way. Like this sense of superiority, or that I am right and you are wrong type of vibe. And again, Capricorn, this could be coming from you, or you could be connecting with someone like that. It's not a very forgiving energy, and yet your overall guidance is forgiveness. So I find that very interesting. It's also, there's also a very immature approach or immature energy showing up. It's almost like, you know, the universe is offering an opportunity for some sort of second chance, or to relook at something. And it could be through your own stubbornness that you're like, no, I'm going to take matters into my own hands. And, you know, okay, you have the right to free will. So, again, but I am hearing you back away from that energy. But it's up to you whether you want to take that advice. And or it could be as literal as like, you know, somebody's wanting a second chance, or there's an opportunity to have a second chance with a person or in a situation, and you feel very right in the way that you feel. You are ignoring this. You are, you get to feel how you want to feel. But if it doesn't feel good, then there's still spiritual work you need to do about that, just FYI. So it could be as specific as that, but take it as it's resonating. Either way, it's just there's more information to learn here, Capricorn. They're really not wanting you to take big risky chances at this moment. Not until the energy stabilizes a little bit more. This is more so about taking heed of your own emotions. I don't want to say take heed, but taking care of your emotional space, your spiritual energy, doing that inner work, you know, soothing yourself into a better feeling space, because obviously this energy is going to pass, right? Because I actually feel this is very complicated. And honestly, I could keep going on and on and on, but I'm at 20 minutes and I want to get to the love reading. So I hope this resonated, and let me see what the guidance is. Card number 38. I can stop attracting don't wants by attention to what I do want. You cannot rid the world of things that bother you. You've got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. And when you rid your vibration of things that bother you, no things that bother you can come. You cannot rid yourself from anything in your vibration, because there is no exclusion in the attraction-based universe. The only way to stop attracting something that you really don't want is by giving your attention to something you do want. But you have to take this in small steps. Wow, I cannot think of more sound advice than that for this this very intense reading. Card number 38, which breaks down to an 11 in numerology. So highlighting the 11th house as well, Aquarius energy. Wow. Very interesting. I am super interested to see what the you versus them reading has to say as well. So stay right there and we'll be right back. And welcome back. Okay, so Capricorn. Whew, now we're going to go into the you versus them reading. I'm going to go back and forth between you and the person you may be connecting with. Keep in mind it's a general. The roles can be reversed. It's usually going to resonate with an intimate partner or an ex, but it could also be family member, friend, sibling, whatever, you name it. So keep an open mind. You have the card of guidance. And this person has the card of politics. I don't know if you guys can see that. My glare is pretty bad today. This is one of my most hated cards in the deck, I'm not going to lie. And it's falling in the person you're connecting with. So yours is all about being guided, feeling that guidance, having angel support around you. This person is the card number 7, which is deception, politics, masks being worn. You see, there's a snake here behind this person. So again, not really digging that vibe. To get us started, we shall see where this goes, Capricorn. We are going to look at most recent past, how you're perceiving each other in the now, most likely outcomes, and how do you feel. So let's see, recent past for my Capricorns. 3 of Pentacles. 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Wow, lots of different cards here. So I feel like in the recent past, when it comes to this connection, it's been more so about connecting yourself, connecting the dots is what I heard. So some of you have been connecting the dots here. And I feel you've been doing this alone. You've also been weighing some things out for yourself in regards to the connection, and maybe needing to balance and prioritize yourself versus this person versus the connection as a whole. It's been a work in progress, I feel, and maybe not always been the easiest to balance all of that out, but I also feel that you've been doing a very good job at that. So let's see this person's recent past. For a person Capricorn is with, this person's recent past. The Knight of Cups, the Magician, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. So I feel like Capricorn, the person that you have been connecting with, they have kind of been doing that same balancing act where they're trying to manifest love, yes, but they're also in a space of needing to work on themselves and primarily needing to work on some of their own issues. One of them being the sense of always feeling left out, or maybe abandonment issues. The Five of Pentacles to me talks about this isolation energy. So I feel like that's something that this person personally needs to work on. But it may also reflect in their outer world, whether that is they themselves become the abandoner or they themselves become the abandoned, right? Because oftentimes what we have going on internally, including our fears, will manifest in such a way to show us what we need to work on. And so there's been a little bit of that going on over here, or I should say at least in the past. So let's bring it to the now energy. How does Capricorn see or perceive this person? How does Capricorn see this person? The Six of Swords, the King of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Moon. So Capricorn, wow, I'm at a loss here. Some of you may feel like that. You're at a loss. Some of you may have experienced a loss. That would be past tense, not future predictive. Or just feel a sense of feeling lost, you know, when it comes to life in general, or when it comes to this connection possibly. It's a lot of emotional energy. There's like a down and out type of vibe. Now, this is showing up in how you perceive this person, so you may also be witnessing this in them. If it's not you, you may be aware or noticing that this person's maybe going through a period of time where they're down and out and maybe need some protection or uplifting. So take it as it resonates. And yet right next to this is a very sturdy and stable and loyal energy. So but it also represents a sense of duty or a sense of obligation. See, now some of you, out of a sense of obligation, are putting yourself in a position where you may not be fully listening to your intuition or to your emotions because of principle or your sense of obligation or sense of duty. And or that could be how you're perceiving this person. So let's see. How do they see Capricorn? Ten of Cups. Knight of Swords in the reverse. The Fool. And the Ten of Swords. It's in the reverse, okay. Wow, very complicated energy here. Give me a second with this one. See, there's a lot of things that like this person doesn't communicate to you, Capricorn. And I'm not entirely certain why that is. It could be that these are things that they just like to keep private to themselves, or you could actually have a block in communication here. There's like an impulsive, almost reckless energy showing up, but it's coming from a space of like not knowing how else to express themselves or what else to do. It's interesting because in how they see the connection, I feel like I'm sorry. I am hearing a Halsey song. What I heard is, would you catch me if I fall? So I don't know if there's questioning around that or doubt in this person's mind or yours. And then, of course, the rest of that song started playing. I know you guys know that song. Sitting up there. Ugh. Thinking you could live without me. Live without me. Sitting up there. Anyways, this song she's talking about how she uplifted somebody for them to tear her down. Take that part if it resonates, leave it if it doesn't. So super interesting and complex in the way that they see you. So let's see, in your heart of hearts, how do you feel about this person, this connection? In your heart of hearts, Capricorn. Ten of Wands. Okay, the High Priestess. See, I feel like it's hard for you to trust your emotions on this one. And if I go back to the spiritual reading, it's just like in general right now, not even feeling like you trust maybe things that you would typically trust, you know? It's just like a very tumultuous or untrusting time for you right now, which is all right. Like, we need that. I always say the people who never question anything are the people who terrify me. I mean that. People who question nothing and just go along with whatever they're told are the scariest people on this planet. I'm not saying you gotta buck authority or question authority, but you gotta do your own thinking, your own analysis, your own determination. Otherwise, we never grow, we never learn, right? So I say that to say I don't think it's a bad thing to question even oneself, your own belief structures, because if I had never dared to question some of the beliefs that were handed down to me as a child, or that I even held myself in the past, I would be a completely different person on a completely different path, right? Like, sometimes our beliefs hinder us, and if we go unchecked, you know, if we never question, then we also never expand ourselves and maybe don't allow ourselves the full growth potential that we really have. Okay, so I want to say, make sure you understand that this is not a negative thing to question anything. You know, question everything, I say. Be the explorer, the investigator of the universe, not of others. Don't get into that. Don't get into the behavior of others. I'm not talking about other people, investigating other people. No, I'm talking about the inner workings of yourself. Because if you make it about others, you're going to drive yourself insane. So let's not do that. Anyways, there's the Tower again showing up in the heart space, the Ten of Pentacles, but it's flipped in the reverse. It just feels, they're giving me the song Unsteady. Unsteady right now, especially is showing up in the emotional space, Capricorn, as it pertains to the question, to the connection, or maybe a question you have. Your intuition is guiding you. Do not let this sway you. There may be chaos in front of you. Things may feel unstable. That's all right. That serves a purpose. Understand that. There could be instability going on within the connection right now. as well. Or this could be what this is talking about. But if that's the case, you're being guided here, Capricorn. It's funny because in the spiritual reading, I was feeling like a sense of wanting to take something into your own hands, but there's no need because the spirit has already done this for you. Like, you know what I mean? The tower is something that's out of your hands. Some of you want to try to control something that is out of your hands. It's in the universe's hands. Which can be a scary thought, but it also could be a very soothing thought. It could provide you some relief in the fact that, oh, okay, nothing for me to do then, right? Nothing for me to stress myself out over, nothing for me to think about. It's out of my hands, you know. This is kind of similar to the Scorpio reading that I did yesterday. Let's see, this person's, wow, 10 of Pentacles, but in the upright, and this person's heart space, 9 of Pentacles. This person is reaching for something more. See, it's like they have everything that they need, but they're always reaching for something more. And I don't want to say that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just telling you that's what's happening here. There is some big change coming through for this person as well. This could be a very transformative time for the connection. It's like this person is satisfied and they're stable with what they have, but there's something here that they want. There's something that they're reaching for in addition to, right? So when it comes to like what matters to them, it's not like what they currently have doesn't matter to them. It's that they want something more or different, though, in addition to that. So just be careful for my cross watchers that may be watching, that you're being honest, though, about that. Because this card represents sometimes wearing a false facade or not being quite honest about yourself or what you're wanting. So let's go into most likely outcomes then for Capricorn. Ooh. Ace of Pentacles. Well, like a good kitty cat would, you always land on your feet, don't you? Ooh, the King of Swords, 5 of Pentacles. So you're going to land on your feet, Capricorn. There's no doubt in that. But I feel like it's like a sense of being on pins and needles here. The key to getting what you want, Capricorn, is to be more of that warm, kind, gentle, giving energy and less of the authoritative, serious, cruel, detached energy. It's a protective mechanism when we go into those harsher emotions. And what are we protecting usually? Our own feelings. Because it feels better to draw firm boundaries and be serious and be authoritative and angry. That feels better than being hurt, being in despair, being hopeless. So I get it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I never want to paint any emotion as bad or wrong. They all serve a purpose. Anger can be a very strong motivator. It can. It can take you out of powerlessness, listlessness, and despair. Because anger is a bit higher up on the emotional scale than is despair, which is at the very bottom. So you just don't want to live there, though. You don't want to live in anger, because then anger begins to turn to resentment, which brings you back down on the scale. And resentment will kill you faster than anything. Resentment and stress. So it's not good for you, right? So they're saying just don't live in anger. Feel your anger, move through it, and then let it go. And let it make you stronger, wiser. But don't ever let anything take away your soft, gentle, beautiful heart, Capricorn. Sometimes Capricorn energy comes off, well, endearing in a lot of ways, but in some ways, very by the book. You know, not the most lovey-dovey, cuddly sign. I say that with love. I'm a January Aquarius baby, but I'm right on the cusp of Capricorn, and I have a ton of Capricorn in my chart, so I get it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not always that soft, touchy-feely energy, but that doesn't mean that you're not a lover. You're definitely a lover. We're all lovers. We all love to feel loved and to be loved, but also what we love the most, if you really think about it, is when we give our love, because that's the gift that we give each other. So anyways, I feel like there's an opportunity here to soften that lens a little bit. And I'm not talking about letting down your guard, but I am talking about letting go of this fear-based mentality and to relax a little bit here. There is a more stable energy coming through as well. So let me see, person you are connecting to. What is their most likely outcome? The Hermit, the Page, Ace of Cups. Ooh, nice. So this person is going through some changes, as I said earlier. They just really need to make sure they're being honest and forthright with this, I feel. But again, I'm not an advice giver. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. So this person has a lot of love and feelings and emotions showing up here, and there is all this potential here for them to learn something new about themselves, but also about how they love and how they give love, and also this connection. So I feel like this person is wanting to open their heart more, to be more readily available, Capricorn, or emotionally available. I feel like they've really done some deep diving into themselves, or they will be, and it's opening them up, right? Whatever they have going on in their life as well is opening up their eyes, you know, to life in general, you know, life in general. What do they want, and what do they want for themselves? And it's got this person reaching for more, you know, and maybe even reaching out from a distance if this person is at a distance. So I feel like a kind of a supportive energy around this person, or available to or from this person. But they are learning a lot through this process, and their heart is open. So, woo! Let's see what the guidance has to say then. It says card number 38. This is the same card you got earlier, isn't it? It was. It's from the same card from your spiritual reading came out twice. The card number 38. You cannot rid the world of things that bother you. You've got to rid your vibration of things that bother you. When you rid your vibration of things that bother you, no things that bother you can come. But you cannot really rid anything from your vibration, because there is no exclusion in this attraction-based universe. The only way to stop attracting something that you don't want is by giving your attention to something you do want. But you have to take small steps along the way. I guess you needed to hear that twice. So, wow, Capricorn, really interesting reading here for you. Zodiac signs you may be connecting with or have in your own birth chart. I have Virgo, I have Scorpio, I have Aries, Scorpio again, I had Aquarius energy, Leo, Scorpio again, Pisces, Gemini energy, yeah, Sagittarius energy, and for some reason I feel Taurus even though I don't see it, but take it as it resonates. Leave what doesn't. If it did resonate, let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. Please subscribe so that you don't miss out on any of my videos. And I go live at least 1 to 2 Sundays a month. So in order to get the notification, you must be subscribed. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff. It's all linked down below as well as in the About section. Otherwise, wishing you the very best, Capricorn. And until next time, my friends.